Hi there, I'm NOVADEV, and today I'm going to show you how to set up Atavism Agis into Eclipse so you can start to modify your server-side code. For this tutorial, we're going to need to download some objects. We'll start with our A panel from Atavism for our server and Agis source. So our server files will be the 10.11, download, and we'll grab the agis for 10.11 as well. We'll download that. For our Java environment, we're going to want version 8. And lastly, we're going to want our Eclipse package. For this tutorial, I'll be using 2023.12. And we'll download that. I'll drop the links to all these downloads in the description as well. Now we have all of our files downloaded. We can start to extract these and move them to workable locations. Extract this next one here. Okay, we've extracted all of our files. We can go ahead and download our Java environment. Awesome, so we've got our Java environment installed for JRE 1.8. Okay, we've got all of our downloads. Move these out. Our Eclipse, our server, and our source files. Okay. Let's start setting up our Eclipse. We'll jump into our Eclipse folder, we'll open it. Once it opens, it's going to ask us to select a directory. This is going to be our workspace folder. For this tutorial, I'm just going to put in tutorial at the end. And hit launch. Once your Eclipse is loaded, it should throw you onto a welcome screen just like this. We're going to want to get out of this screen, so we'll click on the X in the top left. And now it'll open up our package explorer on the top left, as well as our task lists and all of our file explorers. So as you can see in our package explorer on the top left, we do not have any existing project. So let's get started with creating one. We're going to go to our file, new. Going to want to go to Java project. Select that. Project name, this is any identifier you want to use. Again, it'll be underneath the location we just created. I'm just going to put test. So that default location now is going to be Eclipse workspace tutorial /test agis. It's going to ask us for our JRE. So this is where we want to pick our 1.8. We're going to go to configure JREs. As you can see, we have our JRE default. We don't want that. We'll unselect it. We'll go to add, standard VM next. It's going to ask us to select our JRE home. By default, this will be your program files. So I'll go back to program files, Java folder. And here I'll find my JRE 1.8 environment. If you install it somewhere else, you'll have to find that location depending on where you put it. But by default, you're usually under program files and the Java folder. So we go ahead and select JRE 1.8. And all of these jar objects will pop up. Looks good. We can go ahead and hit finish. That JRE 1.8 is now on our install JREs list. We'll go ahead and select that. And we can hit apply. After a short load, what we have to do next is go to our compiler. It's going to ask us if we wanted to save, and we hit apply. And now our compiler screen. So it's going to say JDK compliance, compiler compliance level. We're currently on 17. We're going to want to change that to 1.8. We'll keep the rest of the settings the same. We'll hit apply. Just double check. Looks good. We can go apply and close. Once we're at this point, we'll pick our JRE execution environment. Go to Java SE 1.8. We'll select that. We'll keep the rest of this the same. You can hit next. And it should show us the file name that we created, test agis, and a source file. We have our projects, our libraries tab, with those objects we installed. And everything else looks good here. So we'll go ahead and hit finish. In our package explorer now we'll have a test agis folder. We have our JRE system library, as we just saw, with all those objects, and an empty src source file. We're going to want to go to our properties. Sorry, right click on a test agis file, and we're going to want to click on properties. We're going to want to go to our Java build path. Once we're here, we can go to our libraries tab, and we can add our external jars. Go to our desktop. We're going to want to use our Atavism server. Go to dist, lib, Atavism, and we'll select that one. I'm going to go add external jars again, and this time we're going to go to other, managed, and we're going to need all of these. So start from the bottom or start from the top, highlight them all, and then we can go open. And this will be all of our server references files from the default 10.11. We can go apply and close. And to refresh, we'll hit F5. And now a new folder should pop up, which would be our reference libraries. That's what we just added there, all those objects. And we still have our system library. It's very important we keep this structure separated. And with that, we can start to look at adding our source files. So to do that, click on the source folder, right click. We're going to want to go to Show In, System Explorer. It's going to look just like this. We're still under our test agis file. Double click on source. Can minimize this. Close that. And this is where we want to put our agis source files into. So, just go into our agis source files, grab your Atavism folder, and dump it in. We're done with this folder now. We can go ahead and delete it. Perfect. And again, same as we did last time we made changes to our libraries and references, we're going to hit F5. Now our source file will be populated, and we have our Atavism objects with all of their Java items categorized by their defaults. So we're going to have in the bottom there, you're going to see some warnings. That's normal. Errors are the ones that are going to prevent us from doing anything. If you do have any errors, then look at your installation and see where you went wrong. Okay, with what looks to be a good setup, let's go for a build and see if our agis is going to work on our server. So to do that, all we have to do is go to File, going to go to Export, and it's going to bring up our export page. Go down to Java, jar, File. Hit Next. We're going to pick our test agis folder file. And it's going to ask us for these options. I'm going to keep them as is. The important one is our export destination. So for this, I'm going to browse. I'm just going to dump it onto my desktop. So I'm going to go test agis build. And we'll save that. I'm going to keep this the same. Keep this the same. And hit finish. We're going to get a notice that jar export finished with warnings. See details for additional information. We're just going to hit OK. Now we have that agis file built. Let's jump onto our server and import it. Okay, we're back on my remote server I set up on my last tutorials there, my CloudRift server. I can go ahead and go to my manager. I'm going to hit logs. Will bring us to our file explorer. From here, go to server, go to dist, go to lib, and this is where our agis file lives here. So I can go ahead and import the one I just created, which is our test agis build.jar, and now we can change the naming scheme to get it to push ours. So I'm going to go ahead and go to this jar, put agis hold just in case, and this one you can change to straight agis.jar. Perfect. So now we're all set up. Let's try and fire on the server and see if the one we built is going to work. Give it a couple seconds here to load up. Awesome. Done initializing. You can now log in. I can go ahead and I will end up deleting this old one. Agis old. Go ahead and delete that. And we are running on our newly compiled version. That's it for this video. See you next time.